Hey, I'm Jett with McLogan Supply, and in this video we're going to show you how to assemble our 4-color one-station press. Now this press comes in two different options, the standard and this our upgrade 4-color one-station press. The assembly is the same in both presses, but when we set up the print, there are some slight differences. After unboxing your new 4-color one-station press, you'll see that one head is already assembled. You'll have 3 heads unassembled with 3 bags of parts that go with each head. You also receive some instructions. We're going to go over everything in the instructions in this video. And of course your shirt board will come with a bracket pre-assembled. So make sure that every head you assemble after the fact looks just like the one that was pre-assembled when you received the press. We have a little bit of saran wrap here that we're going to just cut off with a razor blade. And assembly of the press is very simple. You're just going to need some 9/16 wrenches or sockets and a hammer. Very simple to put together in just these few steps. First we're going to remove the bolts at the top of the head. These are only hand tightened at the moment. Set those aside. We're going to go ahead and open one bag at a time. I recommend just opening one at a time so you don't get the parts mixed up. You'll have 2 pins with little slots on the end. These are for the springs. The springs themselves, we can unwrap our shirt board, put that on, the bracket's already assembled, and then it's time to line up some screens. When you unwrap the shirt board, you'll see the bracket is assembled to the board itself. Put our tools aside at this point. Remove the tape and you'll get another bag with 2 additional screws here. Those 2 screws will simply thread into these here. And just loosely thread them in at first. Alright, so we're going to continue with assembling head 3 and 4. It's the same process again. Open one bag of hardware at a time. I have 1 spring here, 2nd spring, spring pins, and our locking bolt. Let's go ahead and slide this brass insert into the front lower bolt hole here. It should just slide through. You're going to tighten this bolt, not super tight, because we do need movement on this. So we just want to verify that it moves freely. We can go ahead and add our pins. Finally, the springs. We're going to go ahead and lift this head up. Slide the springs into both pins. Take our last bolt here, that goes to the front top hole. Again, with your 9/16 wrenches or sockets, go ahead and tighten this up. Again, not super tight. Verify there's movement in the head. And we'll complete head number 4. Tighten that. And again, assembly is made very easy by simply keeping all the bolts at 9/16. This whole press can be assembled with 2 wrenches and a hammer. And you can see we're leaving just a little bit of movement on these bolts here. So again, we're going to go through all 4 heads. We're going to make sure the initial off contact is set correctly. And we're going to do that simply by bringing our shirt board further back on the press. We're going to loosen the 2 bolts at the back of the head clamp. And setting up your off contact, you want to bring this bar down. You want to make sure it's somewhat straight and level there for your initial off contact. That looks pretty good for a starting spot. We're just going to keep a little bit of pressure down on this and tighten these bolts back up. Now, before you tighten everything up, make sure you actually tighten the shirt board clamp. Make sure the shirt board's nice and level. And you want to verify that this clamp is sitting flat on here. And then we can go ahead and tighten these bolts on the back of the clamp. You want to go clamp or tighten left and then the right. If you tighten one side too much, it may actually crank the head over. And verify by moving this out. And check. Now this is your off contact point here. And generally we want off contact to be about 1/8 inch off the board from the screen face, so we'll verify that once we actually put a screen in, but that looks pretty good for our initial. On this off contact you have a second bolt here, and that's your locking bolt. So once you're happy with the height of this, then you can go ahead again with your 9/16 and tighten this up. We're going to leave these all loose for right now until we actually get some screens loaded. Again, we're just doing initial off contact on these. We'll repeat the process for all 4 heads. I'm generally backing that screw out about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch for our initial setup here. We don't have to be super precise at this point. I'm keeping a slight amount of pressure on these heads. Once you get screens in here, the weight will definitely keep them down, but with no screens in there, they may lift a little bit. So, it's not likely, but safety first. That looks good. So we have initial off contact set up on all heads. So now we can load up some screens, complete the off contact setup, and you're ready to print. So a really great thing about this press is you can always upgrade to your micro system later. And you don't always have to upgrade all 4 heads. You can actually upgrade 3, use 1 head as your base head, and register all other screens off that. So assembly through the 2 presses, the standard and the micros, is the exact same. And if you ever do upgrade, we simply go back to the earlier steps. We're going to remove this head, put this head in, and now you have a micros press.